Imagine a lifetime spent in the shadows. Not a word, not a photo, not a single glance in the spotlight. Now imagine that shadow belongs to the man who shared nearly 60 years with one of the greatest stars of all time, Dolly Parton. Carl Dean wasn't just a quiet husband. He was a living mystery, and just before leaving this world, he left something behind, a confession that could change everything. Welcome to a story that's anything but ordinary. Hit subscribe if you want to uncover the hidden truth behind one of Hollywood's greatest enigmas. Carl Dean, a name you might have heard, but a face you've never seen. For almost 60 years, he remained Dolly Parton's best-kept secret. No red carpets, no interviews, not even a snapshot stolen by the paparazzi. Nothing. In an era where celebrity couples flaunt themselves like trophies, Carl Dean chose invisibility. But why? Was it out of love or fear? They met in 1964 outside a laundromat in Nashville. She was 18, he was 21. A story so simple it's almost too mundane for a future icon. 2 years later, they married in secret, far from prying eyes. And then, Carl vanished. Not literally, but from the world. While Dolly conquered the planet with her voice and her smile, he tended his garden, drove his pickup, lived a life so ordinary it became suspicious. Some even doubted he existed. A fabrication, they said, a front to shield Dolly's image. But she spoke of him with such love. Was it an Oscar-worthy performance, or the truth of a strange, real romance? Dolly Parton never hid Carl. She'd talk about their quiet evenings, his love letters, his unseen support. But he never once stepped forward to back up her words. Not once. In Hollywood, where everything's a show, that silence was deafening. And it sparked questions. Was he truly her rock, or playing a part? Back in the 60s, a single woman in country music was a gamble. The audience wanted values, family, stability. What if Carl Dean was there for that? A marriage on paper, a silent pact. She shines, he fades. But then how do you explain 60 years of loyalty? Was it an arrangement, or a love so pure it defied the rules? One story stands out. Carl would buy his own ticket to Dollywood, his wife's theme park. He'd stand in line just like anyone else, refusing any privilege. A man who didn't want to be the husband of. But who was he really? And then came the end. Carl Dean left as quietly as he'd lived. But he didn't leave without a trace. A letter, a recording, words that shook Dolly and maybe the whole world. In a raspy voice, captured on a worn-out tape, he reportedly said, "Dolly, we had an agreement, but I always loved you." What did he mean? An agreement to protect her career? A life apart by choice? Or something bigger, a secret he took to the shadows? The letter was more personal. He wrote, "I wasn't good enough for your world. I wanted you to be you without me in the frame." A confession of love or an apology? Dolly cried reading it, not on camera but alone in private. And when she stepped back into the spotlight at Dollywood, she sang, "I will always love you," with a new kind of pain. Was it a goodbye or the key to a deeper mystery? Since then, rumors have exploded. Some say Carl had another life before Dolly, a hidden family, a past he ran from. Others think he wasn't even Carl Dean, but a man reinvented, a willing ghost. And Dolly, she doesn't deny anything. She doesn't confirm anything. She smiles, as always, and lets the world guess. What we know is their story lasted 60 years. Arrangement or not, that demands respect. But if the truth ever comes out, a darker, more complex truth, will it change Dolly Parton's legend? Or make this love even more fascinating? Carl Dean is gone, but his shadow lingers. A man who never wanted to be seen, and yet will never be forgotten. What do you think? Was it genuine love, a calculated mystery, or something in between? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like if this story hooked you as much as it did me.